I don't think there's a weapon in the box. I don't think it's Kingdom Hearts. I don't think it's a person. I think it's something worse. A script, a prophecy, a story that's already been written. Because the real power in Kingdom Hearts, it isn't the light, it isn't the darkness, it's authorship. Since the very beginning, one line has defined the rules of this universe. You cannot meddle in the affairs of other worlds. Donald and Goofy say this to Sora in Kingdom Hearts 1, but why? Because these worlds aren't just locations, they're stories, fairy tales. Ariel, Pooh Bear, Cinderella, we're not just visiting them, we're entering them. Each world has a predetermined beginning, middle, and end, and you're not there to change it. You're there to play your part. You're not traveling through space. You're flipping pages. This becomes literal in Union Cross. The game opens like a fairy tale, with a storybook being read aloud. We're told these events happened long ago, in the age of fairy tales. The foretellers are given books of prophecy, each with a copy of the same script except one. One foreteller receives a page the others don't, and that single page causes everything to fall apart. And here's the twist. The contents of that page may not have even mattered. It could have been blank. What mattered is that one person had knowledge the others didn't. That caused mistrust, division, and then the Keyblade War. It wasn't fate, it was belief. That's how prophecy works in Kingdom Hearts. Once it's written and believed, it happens. Maleficent figures this out the hard way. In Union Cross, she's stuck in a loop, repeating the same failure over and over in Enchanted Dominion. Darkness tells her there is no timeline where you win here. And instead of raging, she accepts it. And then she leaves. She sheds her body, pushes herself forward. But here's the key. She doesn't know why she was trapped. She just knows she was. But we know. She wasn't reliving her life. She was stuck in a book. And the darkness gave her one thing that stories hate. A way out. It's an interesting parallel to when Pete fails her in Kingdom Hearts 2. Pete attempts to rewrite history by trying to take the cornerstone of light from Disney Castle, using the door in Timeless River, and instead of raging at his failures like she is prone to do, she accepts it, basically saying, okay then, that's just another way that doesn't work, before moving on to focusing her energy into finding the box in Kingdom Hearts 3. In Kingdom Hearts 3, though, this whole storybook metaphor collapses. Sora is told to meet Merlin, but Merlin doesn't remember summoning Sora. That's very unlike him. We've seen Merlin rage at the notion of him being considered old or frail in this universe. He picks fights with people in Kingdom Hearts 2 about it, as well as picking a fight with Sid in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. For this to be such a sudden change of character is weird for Merlin. Regardless, we enter the 100-Acre Wood and everything's weird. No missing pages, no threat, yet Sora is erased from the book. Sora feels it. He even says something feels different. There's no story left. It's just echoes. Pooh is off. The vibe is wrong. The whole thing ends with a shrug. But here's the thing, there's nothing to fix. We're in a completed story that's still running, still active, but finished. That's not nostalgia, that's narrative decay. This isn't just a Union Cross thing either. Books have always shaped this universe. Yensid's tower is packed with them. And it's not just for show. In Kingdom Hearts 2, he gives you a book that outlines the entire arc of the Darkseeker saga. Beginning, interlude, and future story. It's not a journal, it's a script. His tower shifts between worlds. It doesn't stay rooted because if the books fall into the wrong hands, then it's over. We've seen it before. The Master of Masters gave the foretellers their books. One single deviation fractures the world. Maleficent escapes her book, and now Sora is facing stories that are already complete, but is still pulling at the strings. Who owns the stories owns the worlds. Light wants to preserve them, darkness wants to rewrite them. And the gates between the worlds, they don't close for gameplay reasons, they close because stories can't bleed into each other. Not unless someone is breaking the rules. You can't shelve two books together and expect the characters to interact, unless the authors make them. And here's the wildest part. Sora has been carrying his own book of prophecy this entire time, and it's been in his pocket, in the form of Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy's journal tracks every event, every world, every twist. In Kingdom Hearts 3, when the Guardians of Light gather together and are overwhelmed, Jiminy says, "It's okay, I've got it all written down." That's not just recap. That's literal. Jiminy is the one logging the saga. He's the one preserving the story, and maybe that's why Sora is the only one who can push back against prophecy. In Remind, we watch Sora defy the book. He returns just before the final clash at Scala at Kylum, but another version of him is already there reconstructing Kairi. Xehanort tells him, "You cannot interfere. This is a different timeline, because the events must play out the same. The prophecy must be fulfilled." And that's when we realize that timeline, that prophecy, it's over. And someone else has now picked up the pen. At the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Xehanort and Ericus play their final game. Xehanort says, "Checkmate," but Ericus just smiled and says some light comes from the past. Because the story didn't stop. Xehanort only wrote it up to a certain point. He made the mistake of closing the book, and Ericus, he just started a new one. So let's talk about the other theories. Some say the box holds the X-Blade, but we've already seen it forged and shattered. In Birth by Sleep, in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's not an unopened threat. I just think it's over. Some say it's Sora, or a version of Sora. While that's interesting, I do think it's a story for another day, because I've got thoughts. Others think it's Kingdom Hearts itself, or some sort of Lucio endgame. But here's the problem. All of those theories assume that the box holds power. A weapon, a trump card, something that someone would use. But as far as we know, no one's opened the box. Not Lucio, not Maleficent, not Xehanort. That's not how Kingdom Hearts treats power. If it was a weapon, it would have been used. So it's not a tool. It can only be a truth. So what's in the box? Books. The full prophecy. The master script. The story beyond the prophecy. We've seen glimpses of them in Yensid's Tower, in the books of prophecy, in literal merch, notebooks, journals, fairy tale tombs. That's not nothing. If you've been around this franchise long enough, you know that's Nomura's 5D chess. That's Nomura planting seeds. That the real power isn't in the blade. It's in the pen. Whoever opens the box doesn't get strength. They get authorship. Kingdom Hearts has never been about saving the day. It's been about surviving the narrative. Because this whole time we haven't just been playing a game. We've been reading one. And the only real question is, who gets to write the next chapter?